Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The React. My name is Lazy Susan.
I'm Zelda Moon.
And I'm Gladys Berejiklian.
Yeah, unfortunately, Benign phoned in. She couldn't make it tonight. She's under harsh lockdown. But in her place, we have Gladys Berejiklian, Premier of New South Wales. I didn't realise you were a fan of Drag Race, Gladys.
Yeah, well, didn't you know that the Mayor of Sydney is a lesbian? I have to keep up with these things.
Oh my God.
Get the votes. Get the votes. You know, after all this is over, Gladys, you'll need all the goodwill you can get.
Oh, I know.
How's lockdown going, sweetheart?
Not, I tell you what, it started months ago.
Oh, you're admitting that now. We actually, we called all the other premiers. We couldn't get them. They were all busy doing things.
Dan Andrews has blocked our number.
Okay. So this week, we decided that that we would try and do something to spice up our lives, because we think that the Zoom, like us sitting here like this, is like maybe not working for the React at this point. And of course, we picked to do this on the week that you would have likely seen the most reactions out of all of us, I would say.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was watching. I was like, damn, this was like the one that we should have. Yeah.
It was so fucked. Watching it, I was like, this is amazing. And we fucked it. So this week, instead of watching the episode live, we've watched it just now and we've come back together to discuss, not for a react, but for a response. So first things first, how have your weeks been, girls?
Good. I'm sitting next to this vase from Raph, which I'm obsessed with.
Oh, that's beautiful. Raph made that.
Raph.
Or did he buy it from $2 shop?
Oh, and here's my cup from Raph.
Those will be worth a lot of money one day.
Mm-hmm.
When I've killed him.
Murdered artists wears skyrocket.
And what about you, Gladys?
What's been happening this week?
It's hard to tell, right? So Melbourne has gone into another 2 weeks of lockdown.
Jeremy's come to look at the sideshow.
You looks like someone else.
It's Gladys.
Wow. You really captured the sadness in her eyes.
But also your eyes look tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, it looks like you've got one of those filters on your face. Like, it's like kind of
Like it's
one of those
ricocheting
iPhone
around your...
Oh, yeah.
So funny. Can't believe we got Gladys.
There's like a photo that I took before that like I thought was very good.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I swear to God, though, she owns this blazer.
Well, when I was first looking, I was like, oh no, the only like business thing I have is this, because obviously it's like in the light blue color. And I was like, oh, I was looking through and all of her like outfits are like quite like black and like
Yeah.
green and stuff. And then I saw one thing and she's wearing literally like this. I was like, oh.
Gladys found naked in a dumpster after being mugged by a strange man. So the longer I try and act like it never happened, the longer it's going to take me to get over it. And I'm going to share my images only because the photographer and the designer deserve recognition for their work. I am hurt, disgusted, and devastated by the entire situation. Call me dramatic, and I don't give a fuck. Every girl looks forward to coming back and having their moment to shine. I feel cheated. And worst of all, I said yes, and I agreed to it, which is something I have to deal with now and will take with me for a very long time. Oh shit, it'll take me a very long time to get over. If I could go back in time, I never would have stepped foot on that stage. I know my worth, my talent, and I feel I was used for some quick, cheap storyline. Some queens are comedians, some are models, and some are performers. I am a performer through and through. So to have the one thing I'm actually good at be tainted by this hurts my heart so much. So again, I'll be sharing this look strictly for those involved in the photo shoot. If it were up to me, they would never see the light of day. All of my comments and messages will remain off until I am back in a good spirits. Heartbroken, peace sign, and fuck that stupid song.
So fucked. What the hell?
Yeah, make it official. The Beastie Girls stand with Kameron Michaels, as we always have.
Cumrag needs us now more than ever.
Truly, she was there.
Cumrag needs Gladys.
Gladys, what do you have to say about Comrade Muscles?
Well, he's a bit of a spicy little thing when he's not dressing up, isn't he?
He's not dressed up like that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
So yeah, it's wild to me that like how do you make drama like this like boring? You know what I mean? Like even her drama is fucking boring. She's like so bland.
Yeah, I saw someone write something like, "Is this the most boring, like most basic drama that's ever come out of the entire show?"
It's like, yeah, I hate it when people invite me back on national television and pre-prepare me for a song and give me like, you know, time to make an outfit and a look and go on. Like, I just fucking loathe that. And for some cheap storyline, because, you know, normally they have such sophisticated and deep storylines on Drag Race. But this was just some throwaway, tawdry little performance to build drama.
Oh my God.
So cooked.
Who does she think she is?
But
Honestly,
also,
yeah.
it's like, it was fine. Like, yes, I think we can all agree that song choice was poor, but it wasn't diabolical. There's definitely
No.
been worse songs to have to lip sync to on that show.
Oh, totally.
And like, if you can't find an angle, that's your problem.
Yeah.
But having
And you
said
had
that, she
time.
fucking won.
And you
like-
won.
Yeah.
It looked incredible, and she won.
No one would have fucking said anything.
But that's probably the issue.
Well, that's it. She saw the gun
Like,
getting
it was
her
like,
over and was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't realize that was the gig. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
make a YouTube documentary about the beautiful work that all your people have done.
Yes. Whereas your Rainbow Island resident,
Rainbow Island.
they renamed Phillip Island after Mikey's.
Well, she just kept painting. The fairy penguins, not gay enough. But yeah, like the sort of like this sort
Look at this picture on the back wall.
that's ScoMo.
I think so. She's really the political one.
She is
Sorry.
political bestie girl. She's just gone for a jog after lockdown. Right now we have curfew back in place, so no one can go out after 9 o'clock at night. Which is
How
fine
many
by me
people
because I'm not a weirdo freak vampire.
How do you think the vampires are dealing?
Well, I've been reading their diaries and I found
I just got off a group call with Buffy and Blade, and they're quite relieved. Let me tell
that's
you.
right. That's right. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Reading the Book of Shadows. Yeah, I think they're probably going great. There's not many like people to kill, but there's plenty of wildlife.
Yes. Well,
So glad you're back.
thank
Is that
God
ScoMo
you're
in the background?
Yeah.
How's that? Gorgeous. That's a beautiful print job.
Was that for your video or is that a permanent feature?
Both.
No, I made it for today.
Oh, it came out of a magazine.
No, I printed it.
That was funny.
Well, of course. Yeah, that's my natural assumption. You went to Office Works and said, hello, I'd like to pay.
I've got a printer.
Oh, well, now
Oh.
you're just becoming a braggart. Also,
It
this
does come in handy for moments like that.
on a moment like this, Eureka
You found
earlier
it.
in the season called out the show for not showcasing her beloved tribute to Divine, which is another shit fucking scandal.
What, she made
Yeah.
it seem like they didn't give it enough attention or something.
Yeah, she was like, listen, I don't care for me for winning. No. I care for paying tribute to one of the most important drag queens in queer history.
Oh,
Like, it's not about me. It's that put me aside. It's about the principle of remembering this woman that no one would remember without Eureka O'Hara.
Jesus.
Ah!
Like Divine is down in hell being like, places. But also like,
Shut up.
oh, shut up, you stupid bitch. Death to everyone. But you were just screaming, babe. Like you weren't doing Divine.
Literally.
It's a problem. But also like imagining the
That was
editor.
not stand out of the Snatch game, was it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But yeah, like totally every time one of these girls is like, oh, like the edit was so bad this week that I'm just like imagining like the editor that has to sit there and listen to them say this shit. And you're like, okay, so for your job, you walk into the room and go like, wow! And then, like throw your body on the ground and like wail around. And for my job, I took like 600 hours of footage from like 10 different cameras of you doing that and had to edit it into like a coherent storyline, but I'm the one that's not good enough.
Oh,
Like, I would stab these women to death. Truly. Like, you know what it's like syncing up audio from 4 different cameras of you saying like, my pussy's gonna pound the floor. Like, that's important.
My pussy.
Oh, but I was gonna ask what your favorite petty drama from a RuPaul's Drag Race former contestant was. Outside the show.
like something that happened after.
Yeah, something that happened that was like, you know, like Akira getting her wigs fucked up by Serena Chacha,
Mm.
or like Violet stealing Sharon's crown before she was on the show.
I feel like there's some Nina Bonina Brown adjacent things.
Yeah.
that
True.
are, like stupid and yeah. And you know I love me some Nina Bonina Brown.
We do.
Well, you really
My all-time favorite is Tyra Sanchez setting up that bomb website for the convention center.
oh, for the
You remember when she did that? And then you could go to the website and it was like counting down on like a bomb style clock. And she was like, I'm going to kill all these fags. It's like, you really took it there. Like, you're like a telenovela villain.
Well, Lazy, just because she threatened to kill an entire convention center full of fags, it's no longer Tyra Sanchez, it's James whatever now, and I respect that.
It's really fucked that you called.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
I would just like to issue an apology to James who's out there. And you know what, by extension, I'm also going to apologize to Jeremy Carey, because I'm sure that if you come up tonight, Lazy will call you Fifi, and that's just not what I'm about here.
Until she threatens to kill thousands upon thousands of little fags, she's not going to be on the tip of my tongue, honey. Do something interesting next time, sweetheart. Get the FBI called on you and we'll think about mentioning you on this prime real estate show. But oh, it's just
Look at Gladys chugging it down.
she's getting on the beers. Does anyone have anything to say about Drag Race UK? I haven't actually watched the full video.
No, I only watched the first few, but just before I saw on Instagram that, of course, Victoria Green is back.
Oh
which I
yeah, the
forgot
little
about.
dick pig.
Yeah, a little fucking cum dump slut.
One thing I had that I thought about that was that, like, when the season 2 promo came about and like when it started and stuff, she was like kind of the, like, I don't know if everyone felt the same way, but I felt like she was kind of the, like, the least interesting, or like kind of like just like the one that you were just like, oh, she's not gonna win.
Yeah, she's like got yeah.
And this time she kind of like blends, and like that kind of means that like they all just, I don't know, like I don't want to be like super bitchy about it because like go them, but it just seems like a lot less exciting than season 2. But season 2 was the best of the best, so it is hard to come up with.
It's hard to know from these like preview things. Like honestly, I wonder, because I like Veronica Green, the little dick cum guzzling jizz pig.
Yeah. Also, do you remember the promo for season 2 though? They were like in that house.
Oh, don't, I mean, like,
I'm
I've
holding
said
out
nothing
hope that
different.
we get a video
Yeah,
because the
Because
first
this
two
whole
seasons have been
So dank, and it's very that like you know, like any like of those like British shows that has like the people talking to people on the street and that vibe, like
yeah, whatever. What's her name? Stacey Dooley.
Stacey. Oh yeah, very.
Whatever Stacey Dooley is doing.
And the like just the fucking like the Roy Lichtenstein.
Yeah,
stuff.
like the knockoff Booty Boo, like looks like Silky's merch or something.
It was just what happened. I don't
it's
know.
really ugly, and there's not enough of a strong color story.
No, and it's very busy.
Yeah,
I feel like the issue is as well, like the Roy Lichtenstein comic book shtick has already been done. Like it was done for season 4 of the American season.
And also
and ALLSTARS 1.
so
It's a problem.
or
I'm kind of already getting ready to like hate how we end up portraying Victoria Scone. Like on both sides of that conversation. I feel like it's like, number one, I'm just not ready for the fucking bullshit like lame wad guys being like, like you can't be a cis woman and be a drag queen, like that's just not allowed. And it's like, that is the most tired and boring and useless fucking conversation. And then at the same time, I'm also like worried that people are going to do this thing where they're like, automatically Victoria Scone is deified and like completely doesn't get the ability to showcase her work because everyone's like, oh my god, you're the best in the world, and she's like, I'm just trying to perform for you, and they're like, yes, like you're the best, and it's like, no, you have to like engage with what she's doing as opposed to just loving her because she's this symbol of something you want on the show. Like, it's so patronizing. Imagine like fighting your whole way to get there and then having to think about whether people are just like loving it because you're this symbol or because you're actually this amazingly talented drag queen, which she may well be. But it's like, calm your fucking Twitter. Like, celebrate the moment. Be like, when Gottmik got on and be like, yes. But then let her fucking show us what she's good at, what she can do. And if she sucks, then say she sucks. Don't patronize this poor woman.
I understand what you're saying. Monet shouldn't have won ALLSTARS 5. 4, whatever.
T.
what are you guys talking about? Monet is an amazing drag queen.
I mean, I was talking to you about this last week though, Miss Zeldana, is I think like if you ask me now, I would say that Monet has done more with The Crown, more with The Reign, and like has produced like so much good content that I want to see from a reigning queen. And so I'm much more like, yeah, Monet, you always look fucking beat for the gods. And I like sibling rivalry. I like that you've been like out in the world doing shit. And I just feel like some of the stupid COVID shit that's been coming out of Trinity has been super disappointing. It's like, ugh.
The what?
She had like just like a few kind of big spats about like complaining about being locked down and like not being able to pay her
Can't lock this
bill.
down, darling. Oh.
Yeah, that one.
People were complaining about her being locked away because they wanted access to all of that.
Gladys, don't laugh at that. That's cruel to the gay community.
Blech.
What is going on?
I mean, she's very fit.
He's fit. Big booty, yeah, you got a big booty.
And Santino Rice is an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, Santino.
It's a lot.
Yeah, don't eat the rice if it's been left out for 24 hours at room temperature. That's what I'm saying. You get sick. I like really have for the longest time been like, I like Santino Rice in a reality TV show context. I think he was always great fun to watch on Project Runway. I didn't mind him as a judge on Drag Race. But the rancid shit that fucking crawls out of that man's gob hole is a bit of an ish.
Such a shame. Just shut up.
Shut up, fag.
Truly. Speaking of fag, what do we think about Drag Race Philippines?
Oh my god. I love the only thing I've caught up on like thus far has been the Manila Luzon drama.
So is there actual drama or just the awkwardness?
bodies.
So Manila announced even just like a few weeks ago that she's hosting a new drag competition show in the Philippines called Drag Den,
Yeah.
hosted by Manila. And then this happens a few weeks later and it's like, oh, how awkward.
It is crazy awkward. It's kind of funny though, because it's like if you're like, we make the best coffee in town, like welcome to our new shop, and then like Starbucks rolls into town and you're like, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's what I fully thought that Manila's show was.
No.
Manila is the first like, oh no, I guess Brooklyn Heights did it.
Mm.
But did you see the promo video for Manila, like
Girl.
advertising Drag Den?
As if that wasn't embarrassing enough. Then they announced Drag Race Philippines.
I was like, oh, this feels Grotorama.
It's, I mean, who's surprised? But it's bad.
You want to be on top. But yeah, what an experience. What a whirlwind.
I'm excited. I actually am planning on catching up with Drag Race Thailand very soon. I really want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing I haven't watched. I just want to have seen it all.
Well, the only thing that I've seen of Thailand is the finale of season 2.
The only thing I've seen is just the person lighting themselves on fire.
No, I have to keep telling you, that was not Drag Race. You were the witness to a very unbearable and tragic crime, and I'm so sorry you had to go through that, dear. The doctors just told you it was Drag Race Thailand, so you'd stop screaming.
Everyone's just lapsing again.
So,
shall we talk about the game within the game?
Oh, there's one more Drag Race thing to talk about, which is episode 2 of Holland. Did either of you watch it? I did. I didn't mind it. Yeah, it sucked less than the first one. Fred was a bit more chill. They kind of gave him some shit back, which was nice.
They read Willem's book.
Fred just tries too hard to be RuPaul, which is a bit annoying.
Well, you can't look like that and do that.
Yes. Yes.
You can, benign. I mean, Gladys. If a queen, if Pauline Pansan had hosted RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, this is what it would have looked like.
Benign, can you do a pantomime of where she was in the background searching for her mask when she realized that she was on camera not wearing it. Did you see that video?
No.
Oh, it's very funny. Do you know the video I'm talking about?
Yes.
This is an artist recreation. Okay.
I don't know what she does, but is it like?
Okay, before you take off this makeup, you need to watch that video and add additional content. You need to do that
Okay.
because it's very funny.
The fact that the mask matches your outfit.
Yeah. Oh, dry your crocodile tears.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
Just like an accessory.
Yeah, that's your tiny little purse. A mosquito. It's
Why
a
do
mosquito.
all the official people always wear this one as well?
Well, they're on the disposables. They don't want to, you know, she can't. Gladys Berejiklian can't show up wearing a dotty face mask.
Oh, ScoMo does wear the Aussie flag one though sometimes.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Ugh.
You should get one that's covered in slices of pizza. Or perhaps, I don't know, a unicorn jumping over a rainbow.
You know what? When the revolution comes, this is going to be used against us at our war crimes trial, and Scotty's going to put us straight in the gulag. Except for Gladys. He loves Gladys.
You know what? The funny thing. Oh, this is not a funny thing.
What's funny? Gulags, war crimes.
But like, if like the end of modern society happened, no one who is in power now is fit for that apocalyptic world. Like, we would just be run by like personal trainers
Yeah.
Or
because they would.
military men, which is what happens in the coups.
Yeah.
True.
Like,
Oh,
there was that
oh.
did you see that like 60-minute thing this week with the age?
No, what?
They like
How do you find so much time to watch Australian content?
well, someone shared it like on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And it was like, yeah, the age and 60 Minutes did like a thing, and they got this guy undercover for like months into the like this Nazi network that's like happening in Australia right now, and he like filmed everything. It's hectic, and they're all just like full, like just like bogan guys with like mullets and like tattoos and stuff that you just like see around town.
Yeah, totally. Well, yeah.
I like, wouldn't suspect really what they would like say, but like, yeah, they're all super fucked, and they have like salutes and like, what do they say? Like, they all go like the leader goes like, blood and honor, and then they're all like, blood and honor.
Jesus Christ.
That's who would be
No, thank you.
Yeah.
if we went into this, because they've already like banded together and they're all like roidy and like ready.
Yeah, Nazis. Not the one. Not the vibe.
I just had a chuckle before because last week I had my, you know, like teen cool girl fantasy. The week before Lazy had her teen cool girl fantasy, and then this week Benign's realness look is this. We really need to put all three of these women together.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Well, everyone is serving beautiful women. That is really fucked. Well, yeah, I mean, I was watching a video about like how usually like the seeds of kind of far right like spills, like what we saw at the Capitol this year. Is that this year? Jesus. What we saw at the Capitol this year is like these seeds are planted like years and years and years and years ago in kind of conservative politics by, you know, kind of starting to like slowly like kind of edge towards these harder right values and these harder right ideals, but just in the everyday discourse. So it's like by the time these things happen, it feels like, oh my God, this far right agenda just came out of nowhere. And then you're like, oh wait, you've been doing this since J. Dot. Like
Yeah.
Donald Trump was not just like a random thing that happened. Scott Morrison is not just like a surprise. Having like Nazis sniffing around under our feet is not like a, yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to get my laptop charger.
Yeah, baby.
Truly death to all of them.
Death to all of them. Oh.
No. Well, is she clearing the dishes or is she getting a charger? I'm going to take this opportunity to get myself some more water.
Oh, well, now I have to sit here and hold the fort.
Yeah, in silence, preferably.
Maybe I'll talk about something meaningful, like what it feels like to be locked down. No, I won't talk about that. I'll talk about my gorgeous mojito. Tonight's drink of choice is rum. I'm drinking rum because if you've got to be locked in your house, you can just experiment with drinking all the different types of spirits you want to drink. You can get drunk on wine, you can get drunk on spirit like vodka, you can get drunk on gin, you can get drunk on rum. I don't normally like rum, it's not my go-to, but you know what? Tonight has been a family surprise for a gal like me. I'm learning about myself. Lockdown is teaching me a lot. And I don't know that I like what I'm seeing. No. But here we are. How's that hair mask, sweetheart? Hair mask.
Hair mask.
Hair mask.
Oh, so the new trailer for The Eternals came out a couple hours ago, the final trailer. It looks really fun. It looks very good.
Did you see this news about Disney trying to make a bid for Spider-Man?
Sorny. New news?
New news, kind of new news, maybe just new news to me, but just that they were like starting to put out their feelers to see how much that might cost. After last year, they'd considered spending 6 billion, 5 to 6 billion.
It is the loose end that they need to tie off. They finally have, like, thanks to the, Disney merger and everything, like
they finally have
of them absorbing Marvel. And then now Disney has absorbed Fox. They finally own the X-Men. The only remaining thread is the Spider-Man characters.
Would you say that Disney is like an evil man just trying to gather up all the missing pieces and put them into his gauntlet so that he can rule the world? And that Sony is the final stone that they require?
Well, the issue is that Sony makes fucking terrible Spider-Man movies.
Didn't they do Into the Spider-Verse?
Okay, well, that was obviously the exception. But, like, they're not, like, they're not of, like,
which
like
one?
Live action.
No, well, obviously the only ones that have been halfway bearable have featured that Tom Holland boy.
Yeah, and that's because they're all produced by, like, Marvel Studios.
What is Sam Raimi doing next? Is he going to do another one? He's doing Multiverse of Madness.
Yes. Yeah. Which is very exciting.
That should be good. I'll actually go and see that.
I think it will be fun. It will.
Even though I think Benedict Cumberbatch in that role has no charisma at all.
He hasn't, despite being in that role for a few years. It's not like, because they've still, like, they were quite cup overfloweth with characters. So he's only had the one movie, and yes, he's been in Thor and he's been in the Infinity War and Endgame, but he hasn't really had much screen time.
He had a whole movie.
Yeah, he had one movie.
A whole movie should be enough to get a character across.
Yeah, but it's like, it was very like establishing him, but everyone else, like all the other major players, have had such 10 years to flesh out their characters.
But I feel like people knew after the first Spider-Man or Iron Man that, like, this was the person. I think the main issue was getting him to do an American accent.
Mm.
Should have just let him be British. Who gives a shit? He could give us more if he was foppish and British.
Look, you can't just recast an established comic book character in a movie like Doctor Strange and just like that's just not how it works. You can't just say that one character's from somewhere when they're very well established and clearly from somewhere else.
How could we
But if
deny
you
the
look
cultural
apart-
legacy of the United States of America?
Truly, that I mean, get real. That would never happen in a movie that big.
Should we get onto the game within the game?
Yeah. So, was this the best episode of, I don't know,
Drag Race?
Drag Race in years?
I
Drag
was
Race America in years.
screaming at the television. I was living my whole life.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing. I've kind of written down like what happened at each point, if we want to kind of go through it linearly.
Yeah.
Oh, just quickly a note here about Sonique's witchy outfit reveal, which she did show us. That hoop skirt when she twirled and it revealed into little pants.
It's so good. She give it 12, give it 12, give it 12.
She knew how to reveal out of it. The reveal was more impressive than what was beneath.
How
Yes.
did like she fuck that up?
Why didn't she do it? Was she saving it for a lip sync?
Maybe.
Imagine if you were like, they were like, you're safe, and then you were like, okay, and then just twirled into the reveal and were like,
Yeah.
now I'm free.
No.
Just so that people see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of love the irony of this week was like the closest to what we do as a channel, where it was like a bunch of girls on a couch watching drag queens lip sync.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I loved that Trinity was so not into it the
she was like, I
entire
hate
time.
this show.
She's like, I'm wearing this fucking stupid outfit. I just
Yeah.
want to take it off. I'm sure that headband was like sticking into her skull. They would
Oh,
have been in drag for hours.
it would have been 9 p.m.
They would have been wrecked.
Yeah,
It
what was
was-
the point of like I don't really get what the point of having them watching it was. Like it didn't
Do you know what I think it is? And like the psychology of having a girl come back who might have gone out, 5 weeks ago. You need to see her like do the thing, right? To accept her back into
Yeah.
the body of the show.
true.
Like they
I
need
think
to
it-
go through.
Mm.
Yeah.
It really, this episode really, if Silky does get back, it's like, fuck yeah, she deserved it. She was there every week working towards it.
Totally.
It makes it so justified because it's always that thing of like, imagine going out first episode and then Serena Cha-Cha winning.
Yeah.
But this episode kind of makes it feel like, like if Silky got in and really impressed in the final few episodes, it's like, well, she actually did fight for it the entire time.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting way of circumventing that issue.
Well, it's so funny as well because we just watched Drag Race Down Under, and it's like obviously the main critique of Art Simone's return to the competition was like that it wasn't earned. And I think it's like if you can't show that, if you can't like make that into part of the story of the show, then people just don't trust you anymore to tell them what's going on. Whereas this, it's like it can still be rigged for television or whatever the fuck, but like you have to see it like a story. You have to explain it to these people.
Yeah.
So the girls celebrate after leaving the runway. It's the gorgeous final four: Ginger, Sonique, Raja, TKB, who was not having it. I kind of was thinking that they should have given them like a shit ton of drinks.
Yes.
They were drinking, weren't they?
They had one like measly little like cocktail, and I was like, this would be like, like I don't know, but tell me, like on Survivor, do they have a moment where they like sit them down and give them like a bunch of wine and like a good old time?
If you like win, you can win like a challenge, and then you can have like this like it's like today's reward challenge is for a margarita, like a Mexican feast, and like you get burritos and margaritas or whatever.
Right?
So, sometimes, yeah, but it doesn't really do anything because like it's not what it's about. Like you don't want to see them like go wild. You want to see them like bitch about each other behind each other's backs, sort of thing.
Well, if drinking doesn't help that, then I don't know what's wrong with these producers. But like truly, I just think I was like, if they'd wheeled out like a bar cart and then been like, sit down, this is your moment. You guys just chill out. We're gonna watch like what's happened while you guys have been waiting. You're all safe, but we're gonna have some drinks and celebrate you guys being here and like wait to see who's joining you. Like just to give it a sense, because I kept thinking about like they got into it by like halfway, but like at the start it was so uncomfortable because it was like, let these women go home.
Yeah, totally.
Uh,
I
Yeah, they should have done it on another day.
give them a and to come back on a weekend.
Well, they're gonna make them wait to find out who actually fucking gets back in. So why couldn't they have just done it the next day or whatever?
Totally.
Like they were watching Eureka's live, right?
Well, like they mustn't have been watching anything, right?
When they did Eureka's.
that
well-
one, yeah.
Who's going to record it, run it down, put it on the screen, which has obviously been put in later? Like they must have just been watching like a rush footage of all of it.
Oh, true. That's why they like. That's why they were like, well, we can't tell you now because we don't even know.
Right? Like
Yeah.
we're going to spend the night thinking about it.
Yeah.
I just realized there's an Untucked episode. I didn't watch that.
Oh, I did. It's great.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They basically like have all the girls like come back. Like you see Untucked from like every week, but with the girls
Yeah.
come back.
I'm
It's
just
very
skimming it, and they have a little sit down chit chat. Is
It's
that
so
before
funny.
or after?
But it's after, and Silky
Oh.
does it with herself on the episode where she's double-sided. It's so stupid.
What? Who they come and talk to each other?
They come and like have like a everything's gonna be okay kind of moment.
Oh,
And
right.
it's so funny. So Carson's hosting it like it's like WWE. And then they do like the Mortal Kombat thing
Hmm.
where they're like spinning on place and they've got like their like vapor wavy kind of background. That was pretty hot.
That was amazing. I love
it was
that
great.
one.
I love the music that played every time they like the first opponent came out. It was like, yeah.
Like I've seen someone, I can't remember who is doing this, but someone is doing like an 8-bit style Mortal Kombat game that's like Misc drag.
Yeah.
But I think if like Ubisoft or someone was like wanted to get involved, it couldn't be like a big player Zelda Moon before you raise your eyebrows because they need to collaborate with like WoW. But it needs to be
What
someone.
other companies are out there?
Well, you know, EA Games, challenge everything. And then we got Rockstar Games who do Red Dead Redemption. And you've got Sim.
Rockstar are well known for their fighting games. Good work, girl. And
Do you know who's gonna get pushed down a flight of stairs one day?
do you want to slice my cheek open on the top of an oil heater?
Oh,
You know what, I will.
You know what?
Why do you
Right.
think I don't have any nephews?
I didn't slice their cheek. I sliced off their head.
That's right. I got it right the first time, you stupid bitch.
Oh my God.
But wouldn't it be sick if RuPaul's Drag Race did like a Smash Brothers kind of moment where they're like all the queens and you could play as any of the queens and like fight each other and they had like special moves? Would that not be the best to be like Alaska versus, you know, Jinx Monsoon?
yeah.
And then like the final boss is RuPaul, and like Michelle is like his special attack.
Yeah, that's actually great.
It'd be so hot.
You know that this is coming, right? Like
Is
a
it
drag
actually?
video game. Yeah.
Is it just Misc Drag Queens or is it Drag Race?
It's like Drag Race. It's a phone app game. I don't know
What?
if it's a fighting game,
Wow.
but it's like an official Drag Race game.
That's iconic. Are they fighting?
I don't know if it's a fighting game.
Or is it like they
No.
snatch my
It-
wig?
Yeah, it's that.
Welcome to
I'm sure.
Dragapolis, Auntie.
No, that's an old game.
Right.
So it's like the Kim Kardashian game.
I imagine it would be something like that.
Oh shit.
Oh, hang on, what's this?
Oh, there's been a Reddit subthread in 2015 about this concept. Okay. Capcom would be a good one, wouldn't it?
That's the obvious choice, but yeah, you got there in the end.
Oh God, you smug, pretentious little sack of shit. Crawling out of your fucking hole once a year to tell us if there'll be 3 more weeks of you being a fucking bitch. Yeah. Well, that would be hot. It would be so good.
But yeah, no, totally. And it would just be like the combos and stuff could be so fun and stupid.
It would be amazing. And then like you could also get like the AAA girls and play with them as like a 3.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so hot.
Mm.
And they could have like 8-bit versions of all the girls' singles. Put your gay hands up. But also for levels, you'd have to have the workroom, the pork chop loading dock,
Truly.
the main stage, and then you have to have like a bunch of fake ones that are just really stupid, like the mini workroom where they went mini.
Oh
The
yeah.
shitty acting challenge where the background just keeps changing to like an ill-fitting green screen.
Oh, they'd have to do like an underwater one from the underwater photo shoot.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, aquarium mermaid morphing in would be so good. So the first up we had Serena Cha-Cha and Jiggly Caliente.
Chacharina.
What everyone think?
I thought Serena should have won.
Yeah, I don't know if I was biased because I'm a chacharina, but I was like, cut out.
Gladys is a Chacharina?
Huh?
Gladys is a hardcore Chacharina.
Of course. She's in it for the underdog.
I loved Serena's ponytail wig.
Yes.
She
Wig,
looked good for once. She looked pretty
Yeah.
good.
She looked hot.
The skirt revealed really beautifully as well. That fabric really.
Do you know what though? That sheeny, chiffony type. No, it wasn't chiffon. Like a satin. The pink. Why was that stoned? Did you see it with like little stones, just like as if she just had a few left in the pack, and she just like
Mhm.
there needs to be a name for like stoning something when you don't have enough to do it properly, or like it just doesn't need it. Like it's satin. It's beautiful. Let it be beautiful. You don't need a fucking rhinestone everything.
Or do what we do and don't rhinestone anything.
Well, exactly. be brave enough, you know.
You should be the thing that shines on stage, not your jewels.
That's why I only wear rags. And then we had Silky versus Jiggly for round 2, bada bing. So Silky,
What song was that?
what was it? It was Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Oh yeah.
Which at the start I was like, you know how sometimes there are songs where they have like the most like lily white Caucasian woman in the world doing it, and you're like, you aren't going to be able to pull this off. Like, you know, this is just not for you. And at the start I was like, is this song too white for these 2 girls to do? Like it just felt so like, girls just... But then they got there in the end, and like when she started mixing that drink on stage,
The Ziploc with the ice cubes, really.
how did they stay frozen? Has she got a mini fridge under there? Like truly in the Capcom game, she would
had them on straight, like brought them straight on.
Or do you think that they were like plastic ice cubes?
Well, it could be that. They look frosty in that Ziploc, but they could have been prop cubes.
Crop cubes.
Yeah.
Plain.
But yeah, I thought that was fucking amazing. And I loved at the start when they were like at the shadow and she was like, oh, it's Jiggly.
Yeah, very funny.
So stupid.
Yeah, what was the like? I don't understand like what the suspense was when they came out.
I think I was saying this and Jono was like, oh, well, like the suspense isn't for us. It's for like, you know, it's for Cha-Cha, like Serena Cha-Cha. And it's like, oh, well, the show is now just being made for the person playing it. Like
Yeah, what?
the show isn't for us anymore. It's for Serena.
Well, she deserves it.
She deserves a moment to enjoy herself.
Yeah.
I mean, wait.
But yeah, it was so good. It was like, yeah, just very exciting.
Yeah, it was great.
And then Silky v the Queen Bee herself, Miss Yara Sophia.
I know. And sadly, Silky won.
A girl.
Like she did.
She totally did. And when Yara Sophia was like playing her pussy like a guitar. And then at the very end, she kind of like, you know, she's very expressive in what she does. And when she like whacked her titties at the end, one after the other, it was like oh, like in that Yara Sophia land, that means like I bow down to you and your powers. Because she was like this. She was like, I accept defeat.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, poor Yara, like she so would have like 4,000% thought she had it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, prop queen.
Hey, I'm into a prop.
Yeah.
Well, that was like, it really occurred to me. I was like, this might be the first time we've seen girls who've had enough time to actually prepare something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like going to see a drag show.
Yes. It's fun.
How cool would that be if that's what the show actually was?
Well, if they ever made this into a TV show, like if RuPaul's Drag Race Lip Sync SmackDown was a TV show.
Oh, true. When they just bring back it's like ALLSTARS, but constantly just that.
Yeah, constantly that. I think you would do it like they get a week to do that, like to sort out like a few shows, and then they go head to head, and then maybe you put celebrities in as well. So it's like you could have Silky Nutmeg versus like Kristen Chenoweth or whatever the fuck, like Tom Holland versus TKB.
Yeah.
And be like, listen, if you're gonna do this concept, let's get queens in the mix as well.
True.
That would be hot. And if it was like a Friday night sports, like WWE kind of vibe, so it was like lots of mouthing off to each other.
Yeah, like gladiators.
In the actual like, it's in the arena vibe as well. Like
Yeah, like they have like a death match.
Yeah.
That'd be hot, actually.
That is actually a great idea. Write that down.
Write that down. Capcom, can you do that? Then so Yara Sophia looked really hot in her belt panties. Can we all agree?
Yeah.
And then the next one was Scarlet Envy versus Silky Nutmeg.
Was this
Scarlet looked very good.
I was gonna say this is the wig that you would have stolen.
She looked real good.
a cheek one?
What?
Was this the song was like rocker?
Yeah, and then they she was doing like I'm a girl who like took a goog and went to Rainbow and am now going like
Yeah.
around in a circle, but I look hot in this body.
I loved that Kylie was just like, I love this song. It was so her vibe.
She was like, fuck. Well, I loved when it kept cutting back to the couch and the girls were like getting more and more into it. And they were like, yes, I'm into this. But that's why I'm like, give them a fucking bourbon and Coke and let them like rock out like they're watching a real show.
Yeah.
Like just once in a season. Like it's so, that absence of alcohol is so strange because it's not ever absent in like the world of drag. So it's like, there's something missing here. You know, it's like if they did the Olympics at the pool without any water in it.
It's exactly like that.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't the rocker with Scarlett.
Was it not?
It's
Oh.
Oh, the Cher song.
Well, I count Cher as a rocker. She's a rock chick.
It was very good.
Fucking, because like I feel like that kind of take me to church kind of vibe is very silky. Like even though that song isn't like Christian rock, it's very like, let's have like you're coming up with me. Well, let's have fun.
Yeah, totally. But again, she turned it.
And by this point, it's starting to get a bit like, oh my god, she's gonna turn this out.
And she's also coming out at the start with like more and more confidence.
Totally.
Just like, hey, here I
It's
am.
a cigarette. Yeah. So good. Also, I think it's so funny that they have this whole thing of like doing this silhouette challenge, and it's like, bitch, do you think anyone is mistaking this woman for anyone else?
Like no one else on the planet has that silhouette.
No, at all.
So, like just strange.
And then being like, woo! It's like, girl, no.
And I love that even Silky is bored with how long it takes for the thing to rise, and she's always like, "It's me."
By the way, it's like, yeah, we saw flats and we knew.
God, the final shoe reveal was so funny.
RuPaul just getting so like, I feel like RuPaul was even like falling in love with her over this process.
I feel like Rue and Michelle would have been like, okay, let's get this fucking episode over with so we can get to the good bit, which is watching Silky do a stupid lip sync.
Yeah, they're like, okay, well, this is just our after work drinks at this point. Because it would have, every time they shot this, it would have been the depths of night. Like whatever time they finished shooting, it would have been like 10:30, 11 or something, and they would have been stuck shooting this shit.
Yeah, well, wasn't the last one like, which is why I was confused, like, yeah, the Eureka one and
the Pandora one.
Had Charlie in it.
Yeah, Charlie by that point was sitting there like,
I was very confused.
So what I'm assuming happened is that they skipped a week or something like that happened.
Yeah,
right?
Pandora just came the week after, came back or whatever.
Maybe because one of the episodes ran long.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, they
then
were like, can't do this tonight.
Sorry, Pandy, gotta go.
So then after Ms. Scarlett
was a curious, yeah, which was iconic. Like the only other way, apart from winning every round, to be iconic in this context is to say no.
Yeah.
And just twerk your bum out the door.
But like also, yeah, fair.
Oh, totally. I just like imagine you're like, finally, at least it's done. At least I know, like, I don't have to get my hopes up. I've done my time.
Yeah.
I get to go home now. But also, I just think like Silky coming out with that like disco dot veil out in that green dress. She looked so funny. It was like one of the most iconic looks. I just love it when girls have like something that's just like not really a veil just over their head. Like, was it Jasmine who wore just a silk sack over her head for the Christmas special? Oh,
yes.
Oh yeah.
So funny. It's like the best drag. And then when she came up and she's like, I'm gonna do this lip sync anyway. That was the moment she like won the whole competition.
Totally.
Because that's the sort of shit that RuPaul would be like, yeah, great.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, obviously she would be devo to not do it because she had such a shtick planned. But yeah, of course, you're there to perform.
Yeah, she just wants to be a drag queen.
Yeah.
And she's getting to do a spot number in front of the whole world that was funny and camp. Like, so one of the best things when she was rolling over and
Oh,
fucking
it was
brown.
very good. I
Oh.
just like, I'm so mad she just didn't put one fucking pin here to keep it out of her face.
Fucking wig. Well,
But it was very good.
when you see the untucked of her playing both roles, talking to herself, it is truly like, I know the Emmy noms have gone out, but let's do it again, guys.
And also, what a song choice.
It's so funny.
It is so good.
Oh,
So good.
and then we got to Jan.
Let me tell you, I thought that Jan should have won this one.
I think right up till the end it was hers, and then
Was this with the guitar?
yeah, this was the rocket chick.
No, as soon as that guitar came out, I was
Mhm.
like off the Jan ship lollipop, and I was like, bye!
Yeah.
She's got a prop!
The prop was great though. That was very funny. Smashing the guitar.
The smashing it, just like everything, and when she threw it off into the, like, you know, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it was just so stupid. And it was like, it really completed like each week because she's done something like fucking dumb. And this was just like another great dumb, stupid thing.
Very interesting how Jan came out so flat and serious.
Oh, he was
Serious.
in mourning.
Yeah.
Oof.
Have you ever seen like a dog that's been like severely, severely abused? And then like your friends are like, we got dropped with this dog, and you're like, oh, come here. And it's like that felt like Jan coming back on that stage. She was like, she was like saying all the words of how to be like, I'm fierce, but she was like, I'm coming back to slay, Rue.
I promise I won't do anything wrong again.
Like truly, it was like she knows she's gonna get hit. And Rue was like, very good, Joel. But no, like it was, yeah, as soon as that guitar came out. Oh, but also Silky's fucking wig reveal and that giant pink ruffle coat that was like, if she already has a big silhouette, this was like just a giant, like, we threw like a ruffle coat over a fridge to move it to our new house. Like, it was so good. Oh.
It was good.
But also, she kind of looked like one of those doll cakes, but like the
Yes.
doll had been like pushed in by a kid, so it was just the head sticking out of the bottom of the cake. It was so good. Oh, sorry, it sank while we were cooking it.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Pandora. Who doesn't want to go back to the magical world of Pandora?
Oh my god.
Me.
They were about to hit the camera.
At the start, she's like, yeah, you better get ready to go home, Silky.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, stop. Like, don't say that, of all things.
Well, I
Don't-
feel like, yeah.
Say anything ever again. I'm so off it. It was so bad. What the fuck was she wearing?
Oh, I thought you would have loved that dressing gown.
Oh, it was so dank.
The way that
But
it flowed.
I did have a nice flow, but no. And also, while we're on discussing outfits, the thing that Jiggly wore in week 2, oh no, week 1? Week 1 was
What was she wearing?
madness. It was like a black corset from here to her boursois,
Yeah.
and then like it had like, oh, it was so bad. And then in the second week, she had a wig that started here, as she always
She
does.
was representing
Like,
women
how
with
are you
receding
doing that?
hairlines, you bitch.
Oh yeah, Jiggly's outfit is
Not cute.
not good in week 1. Oh, Serena looks so good.
Miss Cha-Cha.
Honestly,
Cha-Cha, bitch.
justice for Cha-Cha.
Well, imagine if Serena Cha-Cha had gone all the way. I would fucking live.
Oh, wigs, mummy, wigs.
I kind of thought like the comparison of Jan and Pandora, it was like, you know, kind of this like weird psychological case study in like fresh depression, like a fresh diagnosis of depression, anxiety, where you've just realized the world is a horrid place that wants to kill you, and you're like very timid and scared because it's so like horrific and new. And then the second, like Pandora feels like old depression, where it's like you're just haggard and depressed, but you're just like so resigned and world weary. You know God is dead, so you're just like, it's fine. Like that.
Yeah.
Zelda right now.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and like when you see her in the backstage stuff, she's like, hi, it's okay.
Oh my god.
I still don't have a catchphrase.
Oh, not funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Folks.
I'm ready to stomp my pussy onto the stage. I feel like if she went one or two more over into becoming like an old crank, she'll be like my favorite drag queen. If she was just like, well, I guess so, well. Like, you know, like the Debbie Downer sketch on SNL with Rachel Dratch, where she's like, my cat just died of a UTI. I can't wait to go home from the competition, but I'm scared it might be on fire again. I got this dress when my mother died. She left it to my sister and said that I wasn't allowed to wear it.
Yeah, why did she could have literally done anything? She could have just been like or something like
just Gladys like dude. And ignoring that it happened.
It was the chair, you bitch. It was also the chair.
So scary. Use that one as the screenshot later, Susan.
Oh,
so up to Pandy, it was
Eureka.
You found it.
I tell you what, I've never been so glad not to be reacting live in my whole life. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this with that caveat because I'm ashamed. Eureka walked in and I was like, what the fuck is with that ugly, stupid necklace? Never in my life.
Oh my god.
It's so small. What is she wearing? What an idiot. Oh God, she's a fucking tool. And then I was like, she was like, this was my mother's like alive alert. And
Alive alert.
What was it? What do we call it?
Panic button or something. I don't know.
It's my mother's rape whistle. Like, it was just too much. I was like, oh my God. And yeah, now I guess I have repeated the story here, but you guys are cool.
Well, you know what? It's actually the laser pointer that she uses when projecting her mother onto a dress.
This is the AliExpress projector that I use.
Yeah, it was weird that she was like, yeah, I'm really feeling this song, blah, 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 because of my mom. And it's like, since you've been gone. And like, yeah, that makes sense. But then it's like,
I can't breathe for the first time.
Yeah.
So moving on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Well, yeah, this is, she's like, at the end, like, she's like, I hate you, mother!
Yeah. And like pegs the thing, like,
Steph puts it on the ground and smashes it.
I did have this like horrible thought, an intrusive thought that has nothing to do with me or my personality. So don't make this a value judgment. But like, what if when you were watching it like live in the studio, every time she like tipped, the alarm went off? Like, it was just like, mother has fallen. Dee, dee, dee. And Rue was like looking around for hers going on.
The reveal of Silky's shoe was so funny.
That Converse. Was that this one? No, that was the other one. That was when she did Ariana.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This, was like the bejeweled, disgusting little mule. It was so funny. And then as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh my God, amazing. We're getting a Missy Elliott song.
Right?
But
Oh
it
my
was-
God. And her inflatable suit had a giant piece of gaffer tape down the front.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It was just very funny. Like she'd been deflating backstage, like, "Oh."
It wasn't the gag. That's
No, it was a weaker one. And then the reveal didn't work.
I'm sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
I really hope she gets through.
Am I on planet Earth? Did you see her eating those potato chips when like Rue was talking and she was like, that was so funny.
And then when the
Like
songs
a
were
little
just toss
piece
the
of
packet
bag as
out.
well.
Because she was telling a story about fitness. She started with the chips, then she got off the
Did she
chips.
say something about it being to do with her mum as well?
Yeah.
Well, her mother lost 80 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And so she has the chips, then she stomps on the chippies, and then she loses the suit, and then she's skinny. I would have fucking, like, in my wildest dreams, if Silky had taken off that suit and there was like, she was just like a really skinny, tiny little woman. And the whole time she'd been wearing a fat suit, like for 2
Ah!
It
seasons.
was like the Alexis Stone of it all.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was-
yeah.
And like it was just like Silky has not been fat this entire time, and she was waiting for this moment. Oh, it would have been so good. But yeah, no, I liked Silky eating her chippies.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Chiquita.
Who do you think's gonna win?
It has to be Silky.
Oh, I think
What a
Eureka's
hate.
gonna win.
If you tell me,
Oh.
like, you just like, if you're a producer of the show, right? Like, you know, you've just constructed it like an hour-long video about why it should be Silky.
Yeah.
Like, if you do it, like, there's nothing that Eureka could have done after that, like, insane run. Like, because people love an underdog. If she comes from all the way behind and joins the final, it'll be like iconic. If it's Eureka, it's just like, oh, well, she just went home, she's coming back.
Literally within the last few hours.
Yeah, like the
It's-
narrative is so much more compelling if it's Silky. Like, it's just like, yes, we need her. Like, and after all this, I was like, she could win, and I wouldn't be mad.
True.
I loved it. I mean, she's definitely not beating Kylie, but
No, Kylie's just had fucking like a great run. That Dolly P really sealed the deal for me.
yeah.
I was like, if you can look this hot and be that funny.
To me, the only one who's not gonna win is Ginger. But then I feel like everyone is saying that Ginger's gonna win.
I feel like that's just a like muscle memory. Like,
I feel like Ginger might win.
it would be weird, like,
So boring.
because I think Raj is like was like, I really loved watching her this episode, just commentating on everyone. I was like, oh, that's right. Like, you're so fun to watch. Like,
Mm.
TKB, iconic queen, kind of like brings that like begrudging teenage energy.
Oh, I'm excited.
TKB won't win. Right?
TKB won.
I don't think so.
No,
Right.
I think it's kind of left the realms after the Snatch game. I just don't think it's possible.
Mm,
But Beyonce was so good though. But
yeah.
yeah, I think if you don't do anything in Snatch game, it's a really hard thing to come back from.
Mm.
Like, you have to like slay everything else after that.
I'm excited. So does this mean we have 2 more episodes left? 3 more. Next week, there's 5 girls.
They'll do a final 4 and that'll be it.
Then it will be 1 of 4. This was
Well,
episode
still-
10. So 11. Will there be 12 episodes?
I assume so.
Yeah. Because if they do 5, 4, 3, and a reunion, then there could be a 14 episode season.
I reckon it will be top 4 in the final and they get rid of one of them. That's what they did
Yeah.
last season, right?
Mm.
Yeah, they'll all just be on a Rue track.
But also I was thinking, like, what if the redemption is not them coming back in?
What do you mean?
Like, it could be like they have to like do something and they get to like snatch some of the prize money or something like that.
Oh my God. Final lip sync for the prize money.
Yeah. Like if they beat the winner in the final lip sync, they get half the
Give us all your
Right.
money. Well, I mean, Ginger already has half the prize money. She's walking away.
Yeah.
It's as a quick side tangent.
Tangent.
Tangent. There's this guy that's like, it's his birthday on Facebook today. He just showed up out of the blue. And remember, like, this is a guy that I added like maybe 5 years ago, right?
Desperate.
And completely forgot that he existed. But you know, we'd like been chatting online, and then we were like had for some reason transferred onto Facebook to chat more. And then like maybe a week or two later, he like vanished. And I was like, oh, like this is the end of the conversation, end of the line, right? He didn't ghost me. He ghosted everyone. On his Facebook today, it's like, it's been 5 years since I last saw you. Like, just let us know where you are. Like, da da da.
Well, is he alive?
Well, I don't know, but no one has said like, oh, he's dead. It's like he's a missing person that's just like never come back. And all of the comments are like, mate, just like, you know, if you see this, like, let us know where you are. Like, da 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 da. Like, and there was like, you know, after like that ghosting thing where I'd been like, there goes another guy. Like, there was like posts about like, have you seen this boy? Like, da 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 da.
Oh. Wait,
It's
where
like-
was he from?
Sorry,
Was he from Melbourne?
Melbourne, yeah. But it was like, dude, you can just tell me you don't want to go on a date.
But actually, that wasn't it. He was like,
No, I think he's done all of this just to avoid me.
oh, of course.
I'm the star.
No,
I'm the star.
Well, you got me there, Gladys. Oh, feels good to laugh again. I tell you what, girls.
Oh my God.
So, any last thoughts on this this RuPaul's Drag Race episode 10?
I loved it, and I think what you suggested before is a really good idea, because I was thinking when I was watching it
Catcom.
all the time. Well, yeah, like an actual, like take this idea and make it into its own show.
Come on, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
And bring back Drag You.
It's kind of like the
Give it one more season. It's been a while.
well, there's just been like so much. I feel like it's in the air that people are like getting a bit tired.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. Do you know, no show would ever do this, but like unless it was some like weird Swedish show or something. But if they were just like, we're taking a year off, like it would just be so healthy for the fucking ecosystem of drag if they were like, just taking a year off. Like we're gonna come back better than ever, but we just don't want to do it this year.
Yeah.
It would be so good.
And then like
that's what they should have. Imagine if All Stars was only every 4 years, and it was like this epic thing that like you look up to every time, and it was like actually amazing, not just like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, not like the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, truly, if it was every 4 years, it would be like the actual Olympics of drag. Like it would be insane. Like
I feel like the longevity of that would be so much more.
Totally. And the crown would mean so much more.
Yeah.
No, it's truly, truly wild. Thanks for the like on that comment, Kane. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Also, I just wanted to say again, final thoughts on the episode. Justice for Chicharina.
Yep. I think you'd be right in saying that.
I'm sad about her being completely like, okay, now there's Ms. Cameron.
Yeah, comrade.
She's fucked over by the show. But I tell you who was. Chicharina.
Let's see what she said on Twitter. I'll see what she's got going on.
Who? Cha-cha?
Chatarina. Well, you should know. Obviously, you get the alerts.
Wow. Such a bitch.
I don't know that she said anything. Okay, great, Serena.
Oh my God, the cover photo.
That is like every drag queen needs that photo.
It's so good.
Oh, Raja O'Hara. All my Ra lovers. Is that what she calls her fans? Do me a favor, like Ra lovers, hashtag RA lovers.
Rah. Her favorite Back to the Future movie was the third one.
Go away. Head over to my sister Serena Cha-Cha and Jiggly Calienti's pages and flood them with love. It's hard enough competing during a pandemic, getting judged by the world and fellow competitors, but having to watch and relive that hurt. Hashtag spread love. Can I just say, Serena Cha-Cha's likes go as follows. This, which she was just talking about, and then this. Serena Cha-Cha just be like, I like what Raj is saying, but I love what these boys are doing.
Oh my God, that video of Gladys.
Shut up. I couldn't believe when that came to me in my inbox of all places.
I was sitting on the couch and I watched it with Jeremy, and it was a strange thing to share together.
To clarify, Benign sent this video that appears to be the Premier of New South Wales getting absolutely spit roasted.
And she's like gagging for the dick on the front end of it. She's like,
Well, you're doing it now, basically. You like doing sexy content in this look would be very good. Like, you know, like you drunken taking off your breastplate in your bathroom.
But with this face on.
Oh, oh. Yeah, this beat is so good. It's so impressive. It's so disturbing. Oh, Gladys. So
She's the woman who saved Australia.
that's right. Fucking was that the Financial Review? No.
Yeah.
Fucking A. Insane. Fucking Murdoch press in this country is obscene.
So fucked.
Crazy. And I guess, is there anything else to add? Any other? Zelda, did you have that fun story to tell us off camera or on camera?
It is off camera, my darling. But I have a film question for you.
Capcom. Ubisoft.
Okay. So they've released a new poster for Eternals, and it's just made me think. So it's this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the 10 cast.
Mm-hmm.
But then the big ticket names with Kit Harington, with Salma Hayek, and Angelina Jolie.
Who's on the top?
All the random.
Who's on the very like top?
Gemma Chan.
Oh.
So it's like they've saved the best to last. But you know how sometimes in movies the big ticket peoples are with Salma Hayek, and that is I feel like the with and the and is less good.
No, with
but it's always the best.
Yeah.
And is less good?
I don't know.
No, with is like you fight for the with. It's usually if you have a smaller part in the film, like you're not the star, but you're like deigning to be in the film. You'll and your agent will get you the with. It's interesting that Kit Harington got the with.
Game of Thrones, baby.
Yeah,
like he's not as big
Angelina,
as
that stuff.
Well, Angelina's last, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, but yeah. I assume that there was like a kind of stuff on the Eternals where they were like, yeah, making sure that they didn't kind of overshadow the actual stars of the film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were like, it's got celebrities in it, like that you know very well, but like there's also newcomers, so we'll put them all on the poster as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I like that feels to me like using the billing as well to kind of make a statement about like the film and like what the kind of thesis of the film is, which is to like spotlight new talent that is not like these kind of old guard Hollywood people.
Totally. My understanding is that like Selma Hayek's character is like the lead, but Angelina's is not. But
Well,
I'm sure
yeah.
obviously they'll get plenty of screen time. But it's going to be so fun because yeah, all the characters are like off living their lives in the real world, and like one of them's like a Bollywood star, and yeah, it's going to be so good.
There was a story I was hearing on, it must have been Blank Check, where they were talking about the billing on the film. It might have been Earthquake.
Angelina looks so fucking good. Oh,
she was just in her athleisure and they decided to put a breastplate on top. Okay. But yeah, there was like a whole thing about billing where they were like, you're allowed to like first billing and second billing, there was like 2 stars of equal weight. So they like fought. And so then they did a diagonal so that like the billing was like this. So he would be on top visually, but still be the right hand billing, and he would be first billed, but lower. And it was like very political about who would get like that. And also there was a whole thing about Bette Midler and Shelley Long when they were in oh my god, what was the fucking film? But they were like fighting over billing, and so they did it like over a state line or something. Like in the north of, like, you know, north of North America, they would be like, oh, it's like Shelley Long and Bette Midler, and then like below it was like Bette Midler first build. So it was like very strange.
oh wow, yeah.
But it's like super like, yeah, you know, like don't want to get 2 stars fighting over billing.
I find that stuff really interesting. There's really I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that happens in different markets, right? So like cinema posters, and obviously like it's often not for the best reasons, but it is for commercial reasons, where like, you know, there was that whole thing with episode, I think it was episode 9's poster, like removing people of color in the posters for China, or maybe it was one for Japan.
Yeah, right.
And stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, of course she'll highlight particular actors and different things for different markets for different reasons. And sometimes those reasons are marketability and yeah, kind of in a fucked way. But so interesting. Because at the end of the day, the content in the film is the same, like regardless of where the person's name is on the poster.
I think so, but you know, they also cut the films differently for different markets.
Yeah. But you know, China excluded.
They don't know that John Boyega was in the film. They just put the stormtrooper helmet.
They replaced him with a droid.
Yeah. Like he never takes off the helmet.
Oh my god. He thought it was strange that they filmed everything twice at a time, but
they filmed both endings.
oh,
well, fabulous. Let us know what you think of this style. I wonder if people are going to find it annoying because they can't just skip to the moments that they wanted to see.
True.
Too bad. We've got Gladys here. We're not wasting an opportunity.
Yeah.
To ask her the hard-hitting question.
We need to send you that. Oh, well, we need to talk after the... Anyway.
Yes, well, thank you all so much for tuning in. What a fabulous episode of Drag Race to try out this new method. If you think it's great, vote below. And vote with your likes and vote with your subscriptions, girls. Subscribe, hit the bell.
If you liked it, subscribe. If you didn't like it, subscribe.
That's right. Keep your enemies close. Okay, well, thanks for watching. See you next week, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Oh my God. Bye.